Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios, this is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy Jay.
Well, it is a tale of three cities once again on In the Building. And you can tell by how we're all dressed. LG, pull yourself up. So one dude is in cold climates with his pretty boy scarf.
I wouldn't say cold, but
well, you got a scarf on and a sweater.
I got a scarf on, but short sleeves, and that's how I've been dressed all day.
One dude is California cool in the California weather, and one dude is in paradise. We are emanating from Quebec City, Canada. What do they? How do they do that in Canada? It's territories. Quebec City is in what territory?
Quebec.
Okay, Quebec City, Quebec.
Yep.
Rudy, I believe, is in Santa. Are you in Santa Barbara?
I'm in Santa Barbara.
You know who has a house in Santa Barbara, don't you?
Who?
3-time world champion Troy F. Aikman. That's who. You're down the street from Troy's mansion.
You know, it feels like being around Cali a little bit. Malibu feels like Dominion. Santa Barbara feels like Alamo Heights. Santa Barbara feels like it's a lot of money here, but it feels like old money. Malibu feels like tech money.
Oh, Malibu's like where all the Hollywood stars. Calabasas, Malibu, that area up there. What do they call
Santa
that
Barbara. It's a lot of money out here.
Yeah, it's
California.
Near the valley.
Beautiful.
That's the valley leads into Calabasas and Malibu and all that shit up to PCH. Then I am emanating from a Pacific island. I am 3,500 miles from home in Honolulu, Hawaii. These are so I don't want to freak out you Mexicans. We had a lot of Mexicanos who watch this show. These are called cucuy nuts. They're called cucuy nuts. I'm not kidding. These are dried up testicles. Is what these are.
Of what animal?
I'm kidding. No, they grow on trees.
Oh.
They're actually nuts. So you ever heard of cucuy oil? You can get cucuy shampoo, cucuy conditioner at any store back home. They're made out of there's an oil inside this nut. These are dried up cucuy nuts. They're real hard. Hear that? They're real hard. So Look at us, man. Don't tell me we rarely crap on the listener and I'd be crapping on the listener this week if it weren't for our sponsors and the people that support this show. So here I am, presented by Starco. My portion of this week's show is presented by Starco Trucking. I'm sure he's proud of me in the cucuy nuts. So here we go, man. It's in the building. It's Friday's show. Let's make it a good one so we can get off onto the weekend and do our thing. How are you doing, man? You have had a hell of a time. You want to save this for Punch, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'll save it for Punch.
All right,
I'm fine now. I'm fine now.
Punch. Okay,
I'm fine. Right. I'm fine. I'm fine.
God,
look, it could be a lot worse, right? You know what I mean? Let's just say what went on in Dallas this past weekend affected a lot of flights. And, after I got out of my feelings, and I'll save it for Punch, it could be worse, man. There's people in Dallas without a home, right? So if my flight was a little bit inconvenienced, so be it. But I still got to Punch Southwestern American. So we'll get to it.
Still like thousands and thousands and thousands in Dallas County without power. Still with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it could be that. So I digress. But that doesn't change it.
No. We all do. Yeah, you still get to bitch about your own problems. I mean,
man. F that. We're 30 minutes in, so it's just F that.
All right. It is what it is. All right, man. So let's get to it. They may not have any power in Dallas, but they are the Western Conference champion. Maybe that was. I'll bet Lucas' house has power. He probably has a neighborhood where they have their own grid and a mansion. So Rudy Jay's Mavericks have advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time in 13 years.
This is since 2011. Yeah.
Mavs C's as things begin next week in Boston for Game 1. When is Game 1? I didn't even bother to look at the
Thursday.
schedule.
Not till next Thursday.
Damn, a whole week to
I
hype.
know.
That's good
Yeah.
for Dallas because they're banged up, man. Luka's banged up. He needs the week to chill, So wait, game one's not till Thursday? Good Lord.
Yeah, dude, exactly. We're talking about it's Friday, dude. We got a full 6 days of nothing. Well, we got
Wow.
hockey playoffs, so yeah, it is what it is. But if
Let me
I'm not
say this.
mistaken, not till Thursday.
Go ahead. All right. Look, I'm happy for my family members who are MFFLs, motherfuckers for life. My Mavs. Sorry.
Have they
Thought you're
text you?
listening to music, dude. Turn your music higher. Daddy's talking.
Fuck!
Remember, I
Well,
said
so much.
last
Hey,
week I
put a
was gonna.
dollar in. Put a dollar in, bro. Put a dollar
I
in the
said
jar.
I will. I know. I violated the 30-minute rule 5 minutes in. No, look, man, good for the Mavericks. I'll say this. I've said it before many times. I have long held a grudge against Mark Cuban. Even as a Spurs fan, in a previous life, I was a big Mavericks fan. I grew up in the
Right.
Metro 6. We were Mavs fans because the Mavs were our hometown team, and we were Celtics fans because they had good white guy players on the team. Let's be honest. so, uh, so,
Yeah, for sure.
when I covered the Mavs and then I left there, I left there. It's funny because I pissed off a bunch of my Mavericks fan buddies. The day I signed off of ESPN radio, I said the reason I'm taking this job is because I actually want to know what it's like to experience a championship. So I got to move because we're never going to experience one here. Through the Mavs' asses, might as well set the bridge on fire on the way out the door. But I held a huge grudge against Mark Cuban for ruining the second half of Dirk Nowitzki's career. And I used to
Amen.
compare in the Spurs, they went to great lengths to make sure that Tim would have another opportunity to win a title in his twilight. Even when he was no longer the best player on the team, Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the team. The Spurs did everything they could to make sure Tim had a chance to win another one. Dirk finally got one in 2011, and then they just completely blew the entire roster up, which was a bullshit disservice to their best player, a Hall of Famer. You're gonna rebuild in the middle of his prime? That was bullshit. And I'll say this: Cuban's ass is off the hook now because Nico Harrison, who ought to be the GM of the year for what he's did up there in Dallas, what he's done, what he did, with a couple of trades they made, the draft picks they've made, the decision to bring in the controversial Kyrie, it is all now added up to a Western Conference championship. What they have done is exercise the Dirk demons. And man, I don't know about you, but I mean, I know that Boston's probably the favorite in this series, but I give those Mavericks a puncher's chance to win this title because of the two dogs they got, to use your word, Luka and Kyrie. Say what you want about Luka being out of shape. Say what you want about Kyrie being a weird SOB. Those two dudes are dogs, and they give Dallas a chance to win that series, I believe.
Yeah, when you look at what Luka did in the closeout game, it was absolutely cooking. I give him more than a puncher's chance. I give him to me. My brother-in-law, who is he's a Celtics fan.
Okay.
He texted me. He texted me last night. Was like, "Hey man, who you got?" And I looked at my phone, and then I looked at my phone, and then I looked at my phone, and I was like, "You got to give me a couple days." I
Wow.
honestly,
Okay.
I think it's a coin flip, man. Because both superstars from both teams are capable of going for 30 apiece a night. Now, and then when I look at the role player help, PJ Washington Jr. has been as good as Derek White. There is no Porzingis, right? So I think both coaches are really good coaches. I think I would give Dallas, even though it sounds weird because you have Luka. If you just look at the numbers, black and white, I give Dallas the edge a little bit defensively. Boston's
Wow.
defense, there's moments where Boston's defense is really good. Then there's moments where I'm like, who the F am I watching? And if there's a team that is guilty of playing, I know they got the best record in the league. They're gonna have home court. But then nobody plays down to the level of their competition like Boston. They're the kings of that. So I don't know. And you're right, Mike. I think Boston will be the favorites. I haven't looked at any lines because I don't gamble. Well, Boston's the favorite, but I could see Dallas winning this series. And you have to remember, Kyrie went to Boston for a season or two, and it didn't end well. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to resign." Then he ran out the door. He got hurt, and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals when they were really, really young. So that Boston hates Kyrie. Kyrie doesn't really care for Boston. I'm looking forward to it. I can't give you a pick yet. I don't know. I honestly do not know who's going to win that series.
I have watched more Mavs basketball in the last 3 weeks than I have in the last 3 years.
Guilty.
And so I have it's been hard for me because I've had to rethink Kyrie Irving because I think he's.
We all have, Mike. It ain't just you.
I know.
Everybody's retracting statements. There's like 10-minute video of media people destroying Kyrie.
I'm one of them.
And me too. We all moonwalking right now.
Well, it's not that he's changed. And maybe he flips out in the offseason and shits on the Mavericks or goes crazy again or whatever. But that dude, in the 3 weeks I have watched him play, even though he's the second best player on the team, he is clearing away the leader of that team. And he has led that team.
Interesting take, Mike.
He's a co-coach, man. Lucas said this on postgame on TNT.
Damn.
They asked him about Jason Kidd, and Lucas says, like, "Oh, Jay Kidd he's doing a great job," and with Kyrie too. Luka basically called Kyrie Irving the assistant head coach. It's funny. We always talk about those white boy cliches. Oh, he's real smart. You have to take the keys away from him because he won't leave the gym. Kyrie is that white people. Oh, John Stockton, he was a coach on the floor. Kyrie's a coach on the floor. So I don't take back anything I've said about Kyrie because Kyrie has changed. But these are things I've not said about Kyrie since he played with LeBron in Cleveland. Now, he ain't the best player they got, but he's damn sure their leader, and he has been terrific on and off the court for at least during this playoff run. However, because that's a young team. They got young guys they're relying on with P.J. Washington, Derek Lively, these kinds of people. And Luka's Luka, but it's Kyrie who's kind of wrangled that thing and rallied that group, and they all know he has the experience, and they have rallied around Kyrie Irving, man. He's been amazing.
There's a couple layers to what you said. The first layer is there's also leadership and actions, and Kyrie's actions of there's some nights where I'm not going to get mine, and I'm okay with that. That's leadership. But there's also not many situations, and since you said this, I've been racking my brain for the last 2 minutes. How many times have we seen a situation where a team that has the opportunity to win a title, the best player isn't the leader? Because you said Luka's the best player, but Kyrie's the leader. And I'm trying to think because when I think back, okay, who won the title last year? Denver. Joker's the leader. Joker's the best player. Year before that, Steph Curry. Year before that, Giannis. Year before that, you go back to Kawhi, best player and leader. So it's not many times where you can say the best player isn't the clear-cut leader. Like Luka is a leader on that team, but I agree with you that because of his actions and because of the way Luka even looks up to him, Luka looks at Kyrie as even a big brother. So I agree with your take. It had me racking my brain at how many times that actually happens. Like Tom Brady, best player, leader. Patrick Mahomes, best player, leader. Like we could go on and on,
It happens, but it's real. Like
it's super rare. It's super rare.
It is, yeah. You mentioned Toronto, so like there are people, and I don't know a lot about that Raptors. I mean, I know the Raptors won the championship. Kawhi was only there 1 year. Kyle Lowry was probably kind of the captain of the team,
Yeah, because
even though Kyrie was clearly the best player.
But it's rare. Kawhi was the best player, but it's because Kawhi just don't want to lead. So
Kawhi didn't give a shit. Kawhi knew he was out of there no matter what they did. But it's super, super rare. So I just think that like Dallas Kyrie's a different dude, and he's finally found an organization that welcomes him. Whatever they don't care
lets him be him. Let him be him.
Yeah,
Like you want to
and
be the
yeah,
last Mohican or whatever. Hey, do you?
right. And it's I mean, no one on the planet would argue that Kyrie's better than Luka. So Kyrie's comfortable with Luka being the best guy they have, but Luka's comfortable with deferring to Kyrie's leadership. Luka looks up to Kyrie Irving. For the first time in his career, Kyrie finally has the respect that he never had. Say what you want about him. LeBron was the man. LeBron was the leader. And all
And he
Brooklyn, it
didn't
wasn't.
want.
He
And
didn't get respect in
he
Brooklyn.
hated it. He hated
Hated
it.
it. Hated it. They allow Kyrie to be Kyrie. There are dramatic women who get married 4 times, and they finally find the right dude who's just enough of an alpha male, yet don't mind deferring to the lady. I'm go with me on this analogy. It's
All
almost
right.
like you finally found that you've been divorced 4 times, but finally you've gotten it right because you found someone who loves you for all of you. And your previous marriages, it was, oh man, I love you, but damn, I love you, but this, I love you, but that. Dallas has
Right.
unconditional love for Kyrie Irving, and it's turned into a sweet marriage, at least for now. And they're getting ready to go play for a championship.
The other thing you got to revisit, Mike, is because in 2021, when they made it to the Western Conference Finals against Phoenix and lost, it was with Jalen Brunson. And then, the way this is played out, Jalen Brunson, oh, my dad wants to be a coach. Oh, you don't want to make my dad a coach? I'm going to go to the Knicks. And then the Knicks catch fire a little bit. And then, the Knicks are back rocking. The Mavericks missed the playoffs last year. So we're like, dude, Cuban strikes again. You know what I mean? Even though it's not on him solely. And then now you have a situation where like, damn, well, we talked about Jalen. I don't know if Jalen could have done what Kyrie's done. And I love Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is a really, really talented basketball player. And he understood how to play alongside of Luka. But the few games when Luka was down and just couldn't get it going, Kyrie was able to step up and lead in different platforms. I don't know if Jalen does that. And that's just another layer that we have to revisit as what we've talked about.
Right. And I
Since
think a
they
lot of
traded for
people
Kyrie.
and a lot of people that are huge NBA fans and followers, they've allowed themselves to begin to kind of underrate Kyrie because of the off the court stuff, the goofy shit, the flat earth, the anti-Semitism stuff, the whatever, the defending Kanye, whatever.
Remember, he wouldn't
But
take the vaccine, so he couldn't play with the Nets at
right,
home.
wouldn't play the vaccine, didn't give a shit, mailed in games. I ain't gonna play. Screw it. I just won't play. It's crazy, but that dysfunction somehow has functionally worked with the Mavs. Maybe Kyrie's matured some too, but I think what we have forgotten in this is that Kyrie Irving is a badass MFing basketball player. He is awesome, just awesome. They got lost in all of the bullshit over the last 5 years. He ain't like James Harden. He ain't like Ben Simmons. He ain't like these. He ain't like these my way or the highway type dudes, and they don't care about winning. Kyrie Irving has always cared about winning. He's just not. He with the vaccine thing, he was just not going to compromise what his own morals were with regards to that. But he is a sensational player who has a championship already, who made a championship winning shot. He's a stud. He's got all that dog in him. And I got one more for you, and I want to see what you think about this. So I don't know
All
who
right.
they are, but I mean, if we sat up here like we're sitting here shooting the breeze, and we're far apart. But if you said, all right, rank the 15, I love your word dogs, the 15 biggest dogs in the NBA, the 15 most clutch players in the NBA, Dallas has 2 of them. I don't know that the Celtics have any of them. If we're just talking about the top 15, no disrespect to Jaylen Brown or
Ooh.
Jason Tatum. The Celtics are
You don't
those
got them as
kids.
dogs?
Those kids have underachieved. They finally got over the hump, got to the finals this year, but they've been every time the last 3 or 4 years. What have we said about Tatum? Oh, he
Well,
went 2 for 18 in the elimination game. Dallas has 2 dogs, 2 of the top 15 clutch players. They may not have I know they don't have the depth that Boston has, but they've got 2 big time badass. I'm not affected by anything, and I want to win the title, guys. And that's why the Mavericks have an absolute legit chance to win this series, in my opinion. I'll give my pick next week, but right now I'm leaning Boston. But it's like, I mean, Boston is 7 at this point. I'm leaning Boston, but I'm gonna. I need, like you. I need some time to think it over.
Yeah, I got to think about this. But now they did. The only thing is that I'll agree with you on. They did make it to the finals in 22 against the Warriors, but Jason Tatum
My
played
bad.
awful.
My bad.
No,
But he was awful.
No, but
No.
you were right.
I
He
forgot
wasn't good.
because he was terrible.
He wasn't
Yeah.
good. It was awful. It was a forgettable finals. He wasn't very good.
That's right.
Damn. Look, Jason Tatum is really good. Jaylen Brown is really good. But I do put them in this category of indifference. Like, I know they're really good. I know they're really talented. But I'm not captivated when I watch them. Like, I don't like Luka Doncic. I don't like him. But I like watching him play basketball. Like, when he's not bitching, I'll sit down, have me a bourbon, have me some tequila, and watch Luka. I love watching Kyrie Irving. It's just something and you know why I hate to do that to Tatum and why I hate to do that to Jaylen Brown is because I used to listen to people do it to Tim. I used to listen to people say, like, yeah, I know
they were wrong.
Tim Duncan is all work. And I'm not comparing Jason Tatum to Tim Duncan. You can't do that. But what I'm saying is I had to listen to people say, like, Tim, I get it. He's the best power forward ever. I'm indifferent. So I hate to do that to Jaylen, but he got to win this year. Jaylen needs to win this year because a lot of people have him in that category of one of those dudes, and I don't know if he is.
I agree. We're this far along into his career. Like, I know Doncic's that dude. Doncic.
Right.
I know Kyrie's that dude. He's been that dude. He still is. I don't know.
He's already done it.
I don't know if those two guys in Boston are that dude. We're gonna find out next week, though. All right. We got breaking news in the building.
Happened?
So the 5 to 8 engraving has been postponed. Did you get this message from Mr. Singh, Mother Blinker?
Yes, I did.
All right. The engraving has been postponed.
It's Sing, motherfucker.
Friday, 5 to 8, we were supposed to have the engraving for Father's Day. It's been moved to June the 6th. That puts pressure on you and me to show up, which is fine if I don't have a missions game. All right,
get back that day. I don't know if I can. We'll see.
All right, next Thursday, the 6th of June, at Texas Cheer Liquor #1, we're having the bottle engraving. You got that photo of the bottles, LG? Now, the date has changed.
Yeah. That's cool.
Updated Bible. Okay, so disregard. If you're watching the show, disregard versus Friday. That's today. On Thursday, game one of the finals, June 6th, from 5 to 8. Same thing. Everything's the same except for the day. Got pushed to next Thursday, 5 to 8 at the OG Texas Cheer #1. Buy a bottle of Gentleman Jack or Single Barrel or Woodford Reserve or a bottle of Herradura Tequila, and they'll do a free engraving for your old man in time for Father's Day at the official liquor store of this show. It is Texas Cheer Liquor next Thursday, 5 to 8 up on Petranco Road at show #1.
And get 5% off if you mention this show.
That, of course. Thank you. Thank you to that
damn
voice.
right,
Thank you to that voice in my head. At all times, if you mention in the building, the podcast guys, they know who you're talking about. 5% off all purchases, whether it's one can of beer or a keg or 15 bottles of tequila, cigaros or cigars, whatever it is. They'll take 5% off when you mention us. All right. Speaking of Luka being that dude and being kind of that and being a bitch, you know who else thinks he's a bitch? Snoop Dogg does. How about the scene last night?
What was up with them?
That was awesome. Well, Snoop Dogg was sitting baseline, clearly rooting for Minnesota because he was with Jimmy Jam. Jimmy Jam's a Minnesota guy, the Hall of Fame producer who worked with Janet Jackson and Prince and all these dudes, the legendary Jimmy Jam.
Everybody.
He's sitting there with Snoop, and they're giving Luka the business, and Luka makes a shot and gets fouled with an and-1 and walks over and goes, "Hey, who's crying, MFer?" I don't know if he was talking to Snoop or Jimmy Jam or both of them, but it takes big old balls to call Snoop Dogg an MFer. in a heated way. Who's crying, MFer? Dallas beat the shiznit out of Minnesota.
You know what's
And
fun though? You know
and
what I
you
like
called
best
Cat
about
you
that?
called Cat a bitch ass the other night, and man,
What
you
did
are
he look like?
correct.
What did he
You
look
are.
like?
You talk about nobody. Now Anthony Edwards is a young kid. He's 23. I want to give him all the benefit of the doubt because he's so talented. And ain't nobody in Minnesota in that top 15 dog category neither. Cat ain't it. He's soft
He's
and let
soft.
Anthony Edwards down. Let
Yeah,
them
he's
down. You're
super
right
soft.
about that.
They gotta get something for him. They gotta try and trade and get something for him. But back to the Luka Snoop thing. You know what I like best about it, Mike? That Snoop and Jimmy laughed about it.
Oh, it's
Like, hey,
fine. Yeah.
and I'm good with that. Like, if I'm a fan and I'm sitting there giving you the business and you talk shit back to me, I got to be able to take it. So, props to
Right.
Snoop and Jimmy Jam for like owning it. Like, all right, we
Yeah,
deserve
and your
that.
team's down
Whoever he was
35.
talking
And
to,
what are you going to do? What are you going to say?
yeah, they weren't supposed to get beat like that. That was pretty
No.
embarrassing, dude. Minnesota, that's unfortunate.
What's incredible about Luka, and this is not original. Everybody says it, but like, I mentioned I joke about us loving Larry Bird at my dad's house because he was a white superstar,
Right.
and Bird's always been known as the slowest superstar in the history of the league. Luka is slower than Bird and does whatever he wants.
No way.
He's slower than
No
Bird.
way. No way. Dude, you know how hard that is to be slow? You know what?
Luka looks like he's playing with cement galoshes on his feet. He's so slow, but gets whatever he wants whenever he wants it. No one stops
I've never
Luka. He
seen
either
so
makes
much
shots
control.
when Luka has a bad game. It's because he didn't make shots. It ain't because no one stops him. And he's just kind of he just kind of ho hums here and ho hums there. That big wide. He's a fat ass. When he retires, he will get diabetes. It's incredible. Still gets whatever he
Yeah.
wants. It's amazing.
And controls the flow of the game. I mean, when
Yeah.
you look at it, I don't know where Luka ranks. I have Joker 1 still, even though they got eliminated second round.
Yeah.
But let's say you got Luka top 3 or top 5. It's probably two of the most non-athletic players to ever walk the planet, but also be top 5. Like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal.
Right. Well, that goes back to what you and I have talked about. These guys in Europe are getting coached by world-class, six-figure paid youth coaches when they're 15.
And they're not playing bullshit AAU.
Right.
AAU is stunting the development and the growth of these players. That's why the NBA coaches have such a hard time once they get a hold of them, because they've just been playing on the best AAU team in the country, because they got free shoes, they get free gear, and Under Armour pays them to travel. But they're not learning the game. They're not learning the game until they get to the next level. AAU ain't teaching these guys shit, and the high school coaches control them. That's why Giannis, Joker, Luka, Embiid, Wemby's on the way, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray.
Yep.
We could do world Sabonis. We could do world versus USA and fix the All-Star game, because there's enough really good players in other countries to give USA all they can handle. That's the easy fix for the All-Star game. That's why right now it would be super cool. And the USA would be forced to play because they won't want to get embarrassed. But bring it full circle, we shouldn't have that many. Imagine imagine NFL in a space where the top 10 players in the NFL, 7 of them are from Europe.
Crazy.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah. Come to Slovenia. You can be fat and smoke cigarettes and still be a great basketball player in Slovenia. Because these kids are getting coached up, man.
It's more than 50% of the top 10 is Europe.
Yeah.
And that's
it's like the Dominican. It's like the Dominican baseball player. The Dominican Republic is half the size of Texas. Yet they got like
Right.
8% of the entire major leagues because those kids are getting coached up and playing that game year round every day
And
from
they're
the age of
hungry.
4, and they're hungry.
And
All right,
and they're
I may have to
hungry.
stand back for this next segment. We're going to call this the "People I Want to Punch" segment, presented by the law office of Orlando Keller. Would you like to go first? Just tell Thunderdome why you weren't on the show yesterday, and just this is a 2-hour story. Can you condense it into 5 minutes?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
God,
condense it. I can
I
condense
thought
it.
LG
I'm
got screwed. I thought
yeah,
I
man.
got screwed. LG and me together, our flight problems did not equal to yours. Where do you begin?
Yeah, man, I gotta punch American Airlines.
Mm.
So my flight Wednesday was scheduled for 4:36. So
Mm-hmm.
I told my wife, hey, I want to be at the airport at 3.
Yeah.
So we leave the house at 2:30. I'm 10 minutes from the airport, and the drama begins.
Oh, I
Alert,
think I'm hung
alert.
up.
Oh, are you hung up?
There we go.
Well, why
Sorry,
you get
that's on me.
all right? Well, why you get unhung?
I'm good.
I get the alert. Your flight's been delayed till 5:30. My wife's like, "Damn, gonna be early." No biggie. Who cares?
Yeah.
Sitting there at the airport, as the closer it gets to 5:30, I get another alert. Your flight's been delayed till 6:30. Now this is when I go into panic mode
Mm-hmm.
because the connecting flight from DFW, which is where all the problems helmed, the connecting flight from DFW to Santa Barbara was to leave at 7:15. So now you're telling me I'm not leaving San Antonio till 6:30. There's no way I'm getting the. Even if I do, I can get to Dallas at 7:15, but there's no way I'm going to make the connection. Then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. There's a long ass line at the gate. Everybody's worried about their connecting flight because this time just keeps getting pushed back. Just to condense it, keeps getting pushed back, keeps getting pushed back, keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah.
Now at this moment, I'm in panic mode because I have to record for the Air Force on Thursday. So I gotta get to close to Santa Barbara as possible. So I decided to cancel. So I decided to cancel my flight. So I go down to baggage and I tell American Airlines, hey, I'm just gonna purchase a flight with Southwest Airlines.
Yeah.
Can y'all get my bag? Oh no, we can't get your bag. That your bag's already been loaded and that plane's leaving soon. I'm like, what do you mean the plane's leaving soon? I'm getting alerts saying it's not. Nope, we can't. It's loaded. We can't do it. I'm like, okay, well, can you put in the notes that I'm still going to Santa Barbara? Send my bag to Santa Barbara anyway, whenever this flight does leave. Sure, no problem. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Call American Airlines. Hey, I need to cancel my flight. I want my money back. It's going to take 3 to 5 days. Bitch, I'm broke. What do you mean?
What? Man.
So then I'm like,
unbelievable.
Time to call Southwest so I can get to LAX, which is 2.5 hours from Santa Barbara. LG sends me a link. Hey Rudy, if you get to LAX by 10, before 10, there's a shuttle for $50 that take you from LAX to Santa Barbara. Cool, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I call Southwest, book a flight from San Antonio to Phoenix, Phoenix to LAX. No problem. I booked the flight. Something tells me, you know what? There's been a lot of money exchanging hands today. Check your account. Check my account. Southwest has charged me twice for this
So we're
flight.
punching American and Southwest, or just
And
American?
Southwest.
Unbelievable, man.
Call Southwest. I need y'all to refund me.
Where's my money, bitch?
So sorry. Done. It's done. Give us 7 to 10 business days for it to get in your account. Wait a minute. So now I got American telling me 5 days, Southwest telling me 7 to 10 days to give me my money back that took them all of 5 seconds to take.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Wow.
Sitting there waiting on the Southwest flight, Mike. It starts getting pushed back.
Of course it does.
Push back. So finally get on the Southwest flight. They hold the Phoenix plane for us, thank God.
Jeez.
But now once I get to LAX, There's no shuttle. I don't get to LAX till 11:30. So now I have to buy a hotel in LA after I've given American my money, given Southwest my money twice.
At
Both of
11
them tell
o'clock
me it's
at
going to
night.
be 11 o'clock at night.
Dude.
Buy a hotel, and then have to book a bus ride on the fucking Amtrak at 5 a.m. Thursday morning to get to Santa Barbara by 7:45.
Golly, dude.
And then be recording for the Air Force by 10 with no bag and the clothes on my back right now. I've been wearing this shirt and these pants since Wednesday because I couldn't get my fucking bag because it was stuck in San Antonio because the tornadoes in Dallas held up everything. So DFW didn't have internet or power. So all day long, the whole shit was fucked off. So long story short, look, I've never had a nightmare travel situation because I don't travel a lot. I'm sure you have. I'm sure LG has. But this year, it was bound to happen. If you travel enough, you're going to end up having a story.
That's correct. That's right.
Like mine. Like I've never had that because I normally travel. I maybe fly once a year. If that. Some years I don't travel at all because, money be tight. But this year with, I don't know, 12 flights, it was bound to happen. It was my turn.
Man. Unbelievable.
But I finally got my bag, so I'm going to change.
Dude.
I had to drive back to Santa Barbara Airport. They've sent it up. That's the only thing American did right. They made sure my bag got on the flight that was supposed to leave Wednesday. They made sure it got on the flight Thursday when picked it up. So,
well, at the very least, all I can say, that's unbelievable. At the very least, all I can see, at least LG, at least Rudy Jay dresses good. So if you get stranded,
I got lucky.
You ain't like my ass. I travel with one backpack, which leads to my punch. I want to punch my daughter, aka the Mexican twin.
What happened?
For coming outside while I'm washing her drawers, washing this child's clothes, sneaking up on me and taking photos of me to show off to her buddies. Look at that. That's daddy right there.
Yo, is this? Is she sitting this like, yo? Look at how my dad dresses. Is that what this is? Yo, look. Why are you looking? Hey, you're giving her that look like. Are you recording me?
I got startled. Yeah. Washing machines outside. I'm on vacation, man. I'm having a good time. I'm out of clothes. Clearly, I'm wearing my swim trunks. Out of underwear. I might wear that outfit for the next 2 days. I'm gonna take them to a fancy restaurant this week. I might just wear that outfit in there.
All white trashy like that?
Mm-hmm. I'm punching my kid. Who you punching, LG? You got anybody tonight? Or are you on cloud 9?
I think I'm good.
In
like
freewheeling Canada. There,
yeah, I've had a good day today.
Okay.
I got to see.
Look how Esquire magazine he looks tonight. Now look how great LG looks today.
Scarf does a lot for you, man. That's it.
You look great, man.
I got my joggers on,
Dude.
Hey, what was your itinerary today, LG? What'd you get into yesterday?
I walked around Old Town, man. It was badass. I stumbled across a filming location from Catch Me If You Can.
Oh,
which part? Which part? I love that movie.
It's where they bust him in France. Here, I got a pic for you. You recognize this?
Yes, wow. I do. That's when they got him. That's when they
catch him. Yeah, he has that old warehouse where he's printing all those checks. But this is the scene where they go to France and they bring up all the cop cars and whatnot. But that was actually here in Quebec.
I'll be damned. That church looks 1,000 years old. That's awesome.
It was built in 1723.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's so cool. That's cool, awesome. Man. That's badass.
Mike, what'd y'all do? What'd y'all do yesterday, Mike?
Well, they were in school, so finally we had to get.
That's right.
I hung out by myself. So anybody, let me get the spot real quick. A shout out to Orlando. Thank you very much. I love you hard. Our official family lawyer, man. If you need a family lawyer, if you find yourself having to travel 3,500 miles to see your kids 4 or 5 times a year, because Orlando can help make that a little. He can grease that a little bit easier for you. Get your divorce grease wheeled on with Orlando Kill. The number is 775-4995, where you can email them directly at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. I don't have cool pictures like LG does, but so I don't. The thing I've spent the most money on this week is the transit, because I don't have a car, because it's too expensive to rent a car.
That's right. Right.
Ubers and buses. And so I had to drop the kids off at school today. Finally, school's out now. And we're not staying close to their school at all. So rather than spend another $40 on an Uber to come all the way back to the hotel, only to go all the way back to school to pick them up, I just chilled in the area where they go to school. And they got off early because it was the last day. I had to kill 4 hours up in their neighborhood, but I wound up, I swear to God, I need to open up a consulting business on how to travel in this state on the cheap. Clearly, if you don't care about what you wear, you can travel cheap in Hawaii. You have to, if you want to. You almost have to, because the place is expensive and hard to get around without a lot of money. And so I found a nice little coffee shop in a hospital. No bullshit.
What?
And I'm like, well, I mean, they got Wi-Fi. They got a plug. They got a waiting room. I walked into Kaiser Permanente Hospital today in the Red Hill area of Oahu on this island, and went in there like I went in there. People sick, people coming in and out, old folks coming in and out, doctors and nurses. I'm in there reading a book.
So what are you doing? Reading a book and drinking coffee?
I'm reading my book. I'm drinking coffee, reading a book in a hospital lobby. I had no business being in the hospital. No one's gonna say anything. I was going to have lunch in the hospital cafeteria. I'm not kidding. But I thought, okay, that's a little bit, that's nuts. So I actually found a 130-year-old golf course. It's called Moana Lua Golf Club. Been around for 130 years. By the way, if you ever get to this island, with or without me, you must play golf here. It's just because the views, with the ocean as your backdrop and the mountains on one side, the Pacific on the other. Every time you watch PGA event out here, it's beautiful. So I went to a 130-year-old course, and thankfully they have an old school restaurant that was built in the 30s called the 19th Hole. They could have given it a cooler name, but whatever. That you don't have to be a member to eat at. You have to be. It's expensive to play. I didn't play. I just wanted some food, and I did some online research, and they actually have a restaurant on the course that's open to the public. And I went in there and had lunch today at an old ass golf course club shop. And I was the only person in there. There were about 10 members that were there. You can tell they're like everyday retired old men there, and they're just shooting the shit about whatever. Yeah, I was in there. I sat at a bar with a bunch of golf club members and watched the Donald Trump verdict and ate eggs and Portuguese sausage. That was my day. And then my kids got off school, and I came back home, came back to this hotel, and got ready to watch basketball and hosted the show. That's my day. It's been good. It was nice. I read about 100 pages. I'm reading a biography on the great Tom Selleck, and I'm going to do a review of Tom Selleck's book here in a week or two when I get done with the book. I want to give you one quick fun fact from Tom Selleck's memoir he just released last week. You'll like this. Tom Selleck, and I loved Tom Selleck was one of my heroes as a little kid in the 80s because I loved me some Magnum PI. And said, that's part of the reason I love Hawaii is because of Magnum. I had to tell him directly to his face what I'm about to tell him. While let me wait for Rudy to rejoin because I need to tell him something about this memoir I'm reading. That's a good time. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. All right. Tom Selleck's first ever gig when he was a young dude. He just got done playing basketball at USC. If you didn't know that, he shot hoops at SC. So he's done. His first gig was shooting commercials and a docuseries for the U.S. Air Force. No bullshit.
No way.
How crazy is that? Yep, that's what his first job was. He was doing a bit and this was in the mid 60s. And so this is the even back in the mid 60s, the Air Force realized we need to have good psychiatrists to help our enlistees with mental issues, even in the 60s. So Tom Selleck's first job was doing a mental health awareness docuseries for the Air Force. I thought about you when I read that this morning. It was pretty cool.
Well, damn it, then I'm on my way.
Yeah, pretty cool. Magnum PI. All right, Slackers. That's our boys. We're going to be back at Slackers, the official studio sponsor. What'd you tell me last night, LG? June 20th, the day after Juneteenth. You don't take the 20th off too, right? Just the 19th, right? Just the 19th?
Yeah, June 20th at the North Star location for their anniversary party.
Let's do it. How many years is it? Do you know off the top of your head? I need to figure this out.
Sorry,
I put you on the spot.
8, 9. Yeah, that's something I should have already asked Frank. I'll ask him.
It's all good. All right, cool. So we're going to celebrate the anniversary of our guys at Slackers on June 20th with a show that day. The day after Juneteenth, on June 20th at Slackers, the North Star Mall location, which I have not been to, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. And when it's another one of these monthly parties they throw, and they're inviting us. We weren't in town this past week, but we got another one June 20th, and we'll be in town. And so don't schedule anything with the Air Force on June 20th, at least so we can do a show at Slackers, the official sports bar of In the Building. All right. Can I plug? Can I use our platform to plug something on a personal level real quick? All right. I want to give a shout out publicly to Nina's oldest son. His name is Elijah. Nina was a 19-year-old girl, and like a lot of San Antonio girls at 19, had a baby. And wrote a book, and Nina has written a few books now, 4 I think total now. I think it's so her first book she wrote about being a single mama in San Antonio, Texas, with a baby, and his name was Elijah. The name of the book is Elijah on My Mind. This is proof that you can be a struggling teenage girl with a baby, and it's going to be okay if you work your ass off. And you're still, just because you're young, don't mean just because you're a young mama, don't mean you have to be a bad mama. This young man is now 21 years old and just graduated, and I bragged about this a couple of weeks ago, from Trinity University with 2 majors on a free academic ride. That kid didn't pay a cent to get his degree at Trinity. I want to give this kid a shout out. Elijah Maestas is Nina's oldest son. He has been accepted to the graduate program at New York University, NYU. Yeah. Shout out to Nina's oldest son. You know, I think it's like the acceptance rate.
That's
of all
awesome.
the kids that apply to NYU, the acceptance rate is it's like 10%. It's like it's one of the it's NYU, you know, and he's been accepted to the program at NYU. He's gonna go. It's his dream school. He's gonna go to grad school. Here's the catch: unlike Trinity, who footed the bill, he's on the hook for the bill on this one. So
what is it? $100,000 a year?
Dude. I don't even want. I don't know.
Year?
My dumb ass. I ain't even thought about going in. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of my twins, my white twin, his dream school is NYU too, and it's cool that now we got somebody that he knows going to NYU. It makes it reality. It makes it possible. You know, you can go to NYU. We know somebody. So here's the catch: this kid's got to move to New York City in August, and this kid started a business last year. 20-year-old kid starting his own company. He's got one of these mobile bartending services where he'll go to a wedding, or he'll go to your birthday party, he'll go to your family reunion, whatever, and he'll set up all this elaborate bartending scene, because who wants to be responsible for their own booze at their party? Let someone come do it. So here's the problem. He can't take all this equipment with him up to New York when he starts school in August. And so to help him get started and help him put a down payment on an apartment and all this stuff and get settled in New York, he is going to sell his trailer and all his gear. So do you have a picture of the trailer, LG? I sent this. Look at that. Here we go. So that right there is the trailer this kid bought. I was 20 years old. My ass didn't own nothing. I live with my grandma. I was living with I was couch surfing at 20. This kid owns a company, so he's got to sell this trailer. That's a nice trailer, and he spent a lot of money on it, but he just needs to offload it because he can't take it with him to New York City. If you are interested in that trailer and all the gear that comes with having a mobile bartending service, and you can use that trailer for anything. It don't matter. Hell, maybe in the building can find some use for that trailer. DM me. Email me, MikeTaylorShow@gmail.com. I'm trying to help this kid sell that trailer right there along with some other stuff, and I'll send you the pictures of that. $10,000 for that trailer. And that is really good price for that trailer. It's absolutely brand new. It's hardly been used for anything. And the thing's parked in a parking lot right now, but he obviously can't take that to NYU. And he's not going to turn down the opportunity to go to his dream school. So I'm trying to help this kid sell that trailer. So reach out to me with an email or DM me on any of the social media platforms I have. If y'all follow me, Thunderdome, and help me out. Help this kid. Help me help this kid. He's a young man who's, we get wrapped up so often. And, well, these kids today they're entitled and they don't work hard. Now, I got living proof that that's not the case with everybody. And he lives, I've lived with this kid 2 years, and he is just an impressive dude. I'm probably going to wind up having to ask him for a job one of these days when he winds up running a damn company. So that's it. I just want to say congratulations to Elijah. Going to go to NYU after a full ride scholarship in which he double majored at Trinity. Damn good kid. So there's that. All right. What else today?
Who's got a TV on? There's some
Not
background
me.
noise coming
That
in
ain't
here.
me. I thought it was LG.
Somebody's chatting. Something's up.
I hear it, but it is not me.
It might be. It may be. You know what? I think it's through these damn walls because I ain't got no damn TV on.
You're in Santa Barbara. That's a high tone place. What are you doing? What is that little? What are you in a little cheap brothel or something? Them walls are thin.
Yeah, Embassy Suites.
You got that breakfast buffet in the morning.
I love Embassy. Wait, I love Embassy Suites.
That's exactly why I'm here, LG.
Right. Bad. My bad. That's a nice hotel. I like Embassy Suites.
You're just seeing the room. He's still got a bedroom back there. He's got because all the Embassy Suites are suites.
Right. Yeah. Knock on that wall. Tell me we're being too loud.
Is that a new microphone, Rudy, or is that the same one you've always been using? Your headset.
Which one?
Yeah.
What? It sucks?
No, it sounds better than it ever has.
That's weird. You know what I think it is, LG? I trim my beard down. Maybe my beard ain't interfering with this because this is where the mic is.
Oh, this is where the mic is. This right here. This
normally
here?
It sounds like you're like shuffling poker chips like the whole show.
I think it's
it's not scraping the beard anymore. I got you.
Yeah, we need TV beard Rudy. We don't need traveling Rudy beard. That's cool. All right. Hey, I don't know if Russ told you or not, LG, but I'm supposed to tell you on behalf of Russ Fox and the guys at GC Services Roofing and Construction, they're sorry. They apologize. I think Russ was supposed to meet LG this week to pick something, to deliver something. He's going to deliver it to you on Tuesday because Russ is a man of his word, and he felt bad, and he called me and said, tell LG I'll meet him on Tuesday.
All right, I won't be able to meet him on Tuesday, but Wednesday
well, I know.
or later. Yeah.
I told him I didn't think you'd be home yet, but we'll figure it out on Wednesday. So what he's got to give you, he'll give you on Wednesday.
I'll be en route.
Okay, how much we're gonna get French from him for the next 30 days. He's been to Canada twice in a month. All right, but it is GC Services Roofing in Construction. Do you need a roof? Do you have bad weather? Who has damaged your roof? You don't have to be Canadian. Tabernacle. I learned that's a cuss word in Canadian last night, Rudy, when you were off the show. Tabernacle. I have roof problem. I need to get GC Roofing Construction to come and help my help. We are 0 for 97 and was, but we know what we're doing when we pick roofing companies because we pick the best. The official roofing company of in the building is Le GC Service Roofing and Construction. Serving.
All contraire, bonjour.
San Antonio, Texas, and Corpus Christi. Where's my rednecks in Corpus? We got to get that. I got to get subscribers in Corpus. Somebody in Corpus hire Russ to come look at your roof, man. So they do residential, commercial, and solar installs. It is the official roofing company of In the Building. That's at GC Services Roofing, 210-347-0426 or gcservicesroofing.com, gcservicesroofing.com. All right, did you see the cop in Louisville that arrested Scotty Scheffler last week? That dude's gone. That dude went a little rogue. I think he's a little bitter.
Well, so the charges got dropped, right?
All of them. Yeah, all of them. Made the cop look bad. Hey, dude, turn your effing camera on. I told you that was going to happen. It don't matter if he got drugged 1,000 feet. This big, tall white man who's a millionaire. You better have your camera on or you're going to have the charges dropped. And they did.
Facts. Facts.
So
pays to have a good lawyer
here. Well, he's got several, I'm sure. So the detective Brian Gillis is the name, is the cop, said he wishes Scheffler and his family all the best, but he took issue with Scotty's attorney. Gillis released a one-page statement to a television station in Louisville. And he shared it with a TV station. He wrote a letter to the attorney, Steve Romines, who represents Scheffler, because the lawyer said that Scotty was falsely arrested and has grounds for a lot. The lawyers, they're thinking about suing Louisville PD, actually. So Gillis, the cop, wrote to the lawyer and called bullshit and said that was an unfortunate and disturbing thing that had happened to him, and how dare the lawyer challenge his honesty and integrity. And Gillis wrote, the cop wrote, quote, "To be clear, I was drugged by the car. I went to the ground and I received visible injuries to my knees and wrist. I'm going to recover for it and I'll be okay." Yeah, but bullshit is basically what the cop wrote. Says, "I have never guessed I'd have the most famous pair of pants in the country because of this." And he has the pants. His pants got all ripped up. So the lawyer, you can say that Scotty didn't do nothing, but I got the ripped up pants that proved it did. Here's the problem with the cop. Yo ass had the camera turned off. Sorry. It don't matter if you got stabbed in the gut. You got the camera off. If the camera's, I don't know, I'm trying to go Johnny Cochran here. If the camera ain't shit, you must have quit. The camera was turned off. No camera? Hey, it's 2024. Pics or it didn't happen. And he don't have pics. Says, why did you, hey, Detective Gillis, you may be a badass cop. Why did you have that camera turned off? Because you don't want folks to see what you're doing. I don't even know how they still get away with it. I said this the other day. A police officer should not have the option of turning his camera off. How do we fix that? That's an LG. That's a tech question for Team LG. Come on now.
I don't know.
Cray.
I don't know.
What else?
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask
you a question. Yes, sir.
I don't give a shit about left, right. I don't give a shit about politics. I don't. I really don't. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about politics because guess what? No matter who's in office, I got to get up every day and go feed my family. Regardless, I don't give a fuck about politics. Could Mike Taylor run for president after being convicted of 34 counts in any court, misdemeanor or felony?
No, I don't have $1 billion. First of all, you can't run for.
Okay, you know what? The better question is, Mike. Mm-hmm. Could Obama do that?
It's a hypothetical. Not only do I think he's still going to be the nominee.
He's still going to win. He's still going to win.
He's going to win.
And this only got him more votes. This only got him more votes. But I'm saying, could Barack Obama have 5 kids from 3 women and have 34 felony counts and all the other shit and not get destroyed for it? Politics aside, I'm just asking a question.
No. How about Obama would not have been the nominee. Obama wouldn't have been a state senator.
I got multiple. I got two mothers of my children. I don't say baby mamas. I got 2 mothers of my children. This isn't me knocking Trump for that. This is me asking a question from Barack Obama's standpoint. Trump got 5 kids from 3 women with with the way the black man is seen in the world, he wouldn't have, like you're right, Mike. He wouldn't have even been the nominee.
He wouldn't
Let
have been a
alone
state
get
senator.
elected. Yeah, let alone get elected and then get convicted. Bullshit charges or not, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Bullshit charges or not, 99% of us could not run for president with his resume.
What kind of shit is that?
I don't know what to tell you. This is where we are in this country, where we have now a game show host who's already been the president, has been impeached twice, is going to run again, just got convicted of 34 felony counts, still going to run, still going to be the nominee, and he's going to win. So let me say this.
Win. He's going to win.
I support America. I support capitalism. I support democracy. I support the will of the people. And if I don't want to hear about the electoral college needs to be overhauled. So effing overhaul it. But until you overhaul it, too bad. Those are the rules. Based on the system we live in, I support what the American people decide. And on November the whatever it is, I bet Trump's the winner before we even go to bed.
We ain't gonna, but we'll know before. It's going to me. It's going to be the closest thing to a landslide we've had in a long time.
Now, I know what you're saying about Obama, and I'm with you. I agree. Obama wouldn't have been the mayor of his HOA.
Mike,
he wouldn't have been the leader of the HOA with that record, because Obama came out of nowhere. He was an unknown. Trump's been a famous kid since he was 20 years old. This is where we are. So it's like,
Mike 34,
I know.
Mike.
I get it.
34.
So I get it. So you can say, how dare one party decide to make this guy your emperor and your czar, but what does that say about the other party who can't even beat that guy? What's that say about them? It's two ways. The presidential politics in this country.
He already beat him. He already beat him once. Once, Mike.
You and I agree he's going to lose in November. Biden's going to lose. If he's alive.
He's going to lose.
You know, Hillary Clinton is the most qualified Hillary Clinton is the most qualified presidential candidate in the history of America, and her ass got beat by a game show host. What's that tell you about them and how they do business?
Get the fuck out of here.
The Democratic Party are the Carl Anthony Towns of American politics. Now, the Republicans may be the Corleones of American politics. They don't give a shit about legality, ethics, nothing. They're trying to win. Politics is a blood sport. The Republican Party, and I disagree with a whole lot, they do whatever it takes to win and get their policies instilled. And the other side, they run John Kerry out there. America spent 20 years trying to tell you we're done with the Clintons. And what do? Nominate a Clinton. It was not that Donald Trump won the 2016 election. It is that Hillary Clinton lost the motherfucker. And you're going to run this old man out here. They probably got to wipe his ass for him 3-4 times a day. And he's going to get beat. What's that say? When Trump can win the presidency, lose it, and then win it again. What's that say about the Democrats? That says we need the Libertarian Party to finally start making some headway. It won't happen in my lifetime. This country needs a third party with equal power, because these other two assholes ain't it. It's the reason why you're out on politics is because why? It's like watching two old people play pickleball. I'm not interested in that. I ain't interested in that.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to watch that. I keep up with local politics and state politics, and after that, I've washed my hands of all that shit. I'm so disenchanted with American politics. Look where we are. We're gonna elect a convicted felon here in 6 months as the president, or however many months we are. How many months we are with?
And
that's
it's
where
sad,
we are in politics in this country.
And what's sad on the other side, just to keep it balanced, because again, I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden feels the black community slipping from his grip so bad that he went as far as to say, and I'm not saying he was wrong in this, but it just shows you how much the party knows that black people are deciding after hundreds of years of being however long, just being blindly loyal to the left. He feels us slipping. He says, what if those were black people at the Capitol on January 6th? You think Donald Trump will be asking y'all for pardons? And I'm like, bro, that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say shit like that. Not you as the president, but he knows it, and his team knows it. That black people are fed up. Black people are fed up with the Democratic Party being blind. Not fed up with it, but just fed up with just a blind, straight ticket. You know what I mean? So he said, and he wanted to throw y'all in jail when y'all were peacefully protesting George Floyd. I'm like, oh, you desperate, bro. You're going to that car. He went in not a State of the Union, but in in one of your public speeches, you went Rudy Jay. What if those black people at the Capitol? Like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm like, yo, bro, you about to lose. He's about to lose.
Yeah, he's about to lose. We're going to reelect Trump. Jay Ribaldo, I got to get Jay his flowers before we get out of here. But, this goes back 80, 60 years. This is America. We like character. We like leadership. We like flamboyance. This is the country that we watch reality TV. This is the country that made the Kardashians the most profitable marketing machine in the history of this nation. In 1959, 1960, before that election in which President Kennedy beat Richard Nixon, it was the first televised presidential debate in American history. 8 of every 10 Americans asked after that was over, that listened to it on the radio, who do you think won? They said Nixon won that. 8 of the 10 people who watched it on television, they said they thought Kennedy won the debate because Kennedy was handsome. He had flash and character and panache, and he got elected. And he was not nearly as qualified as Tricky Dick Nixon. So that's 1960. And the Democrats still can't get that right. They struck gold with Obama. Well, he had all that character, all that panache, and he was qualified. It wasn't like he wasn't qualified. And what do? You follow it up with Joe effing Biden. That's on y'all. And I know he won. He did win at 16 or 20. He won at 20.
20.
But what they should have done, and my man Bill Maher has been on this since 4 years ago. No way Biden should be the nominee again. Biden was kind of, okay, let me jump in here and bring some respect back to the office and save the country from Trump. So fine, it worked. You beat him barely. He's half dead, and you run him out there again. They should have run somebody else out there against Trump, and they're going to rue the day they didn't, but they don't have the balls. And what do we say about the left? Karl Anthony Towns. When the finals are on the line, you don't make the shot. The left, they run bad candidates out there. I don't know what to tell you. They run people that America don't want to vote for. I can't help it. I didn't mean to go off on that, but you brought it up. I'm disenchanted with America. Again, I don't care. I couldn't care less about presidential politics anymore. I'm trying to build a little company here called In the Building.
I care more about the people running right around my neighborhood for whatever the local shit more than that.
I'm more interested in Manny Plays, whether he's going to win my district. I'm more interested in seeing if they're going to kick Mark White out, city councilman on the Northeast. That affects me. That's what affects me in my house every day. So, it's unfortunate. All of it, both sides. Again, we need a third party with 33% of the power in this nation. Until we get that, we're going to get this shit every 4 years. That's where we are. I'm so sorry, Jay Ribaldo. Now that's a handsome lad. That man right there would win a debate on TV. Look at that face. Look at that teeth. Hey, the Asian has never been more popular in this country. Hey, people say we're due for a female president. I ain't got no problem electing a Filipino man, Filipino American as a president. What are we going to get? A Filipino. Look at that. Got cowboy colored suit on, silver and blue on there. Jay's going to text me. Hey, I don't know if he's a politician you won't vote for, but that man right there is a man of honor, integrity. He's young, he's got panache, and he's got the skills. He's got the looks, he's got the talent. It's Jay Ribaldo from KW City View and the Ribaldo Realty Group. That should be your realtor. The most important decision you ever have to make when you decide to buy a house is who's going to help you run through the whole process. And that's my guy, Jay Ribaldo, the official realtor of this show. Call him at 887-1081, 887-1081, or you can straight up email him at jribaldo@kw.com, jribaldo@kw.com. Gentlemen, y'all have a great weekend. I'll be in touch. Talk to you on Sunday night. Give you up some updates. Will Joe Biden be alive in 48 hours? Hell if I know. Would it be something if Trump got sentenced to like a year in prison, but it gets suspended because he got to be the president first? He does 4 more years, and then does 4 more years. And the day he's out, he has to report to Rikers.
Bro, Mike, you got a better chance of hitting the Mega Millions than Trump going to jail.
He ain't serving one day. He ain't serving a minute. Golly. America, baby. That's right. And
hey,
don't
man,
be emailing me.
Fun.
Don't be emailing me.
Yeah,
don't be emailing me. I'm on vacation. I got them with my kids. I don't give a shit. Oh, I like the debate. It's just silly. It's all American presidential politics is like watching. It's like watching a fake made up reality show. I don't even care anymore. That's where we are. All right, I say we done. No. All right, I'm gonna go eat some shrimp.
Have fun.
Mike, have fun. I'm gonna drink some beer. Love y'all hard, man. Y'all have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Love you. Thank you guys. Can't thank you enough for making it work with my ass so far away. See y'all.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.